And as President Bola Ahmed Tinubu marks 2 years in office, Nigerians continue to assess it as administration's performance across various sectors. One of those weighing in is Muda Yusuf, the Chief Executive Officer of the Center for the Promotion of Private Enterprise, who shared his thoughts in an exclusive interview with TV360 Nigeria. Yusuf noted that while there have been notable improvements on the macroeconomic front, especially when compared to the state of affairs inherited by the Tinubu administration, key challenges remain. He acknowledged efforts to rebuild a broken system, commending some of the economic reforms implemented so far. However, he stressed that productivity remains low due to poor infrastructure, which continues to hinder significant economic progress.
The administration inherited practically a broken macroeconomic situation, where the external sector practically collapsed. The fiscals were in a very terrible shape. The balance of payment position was in a very terrible state as well. So the economic fundamentals were practically broken. So we can say that in the last 2 years, part of the things that have been achieved is trying to fix this broken macroeconomic fundamentals. And that is why one could at least give some credit to the administration for the restoration of some stabilization, restoration of some stability around the macroeconomic conditions, particularly when we look at the exchange rate, for instance, the slight deceleration in inflation, the improvement in the fiscal position, the improvement in the balance of payment position. So if you look at it at that level, I mean, we can score the performance to be fairly good. But if you look at it from the point of view of productivity and production, productivity is still a very big issue in this economy, which is affecting competitiveness, cost of production, cost of goods and services, and all of that. So productivity is still a major issue. And the productivity issues are driven largely by the infrastructure condition. Again, one can also argue that it's not easy to fix all the infrastructure situation within a space of 2 years, because we have seen a decadence over the decades of this infrastructure. On the social front, talking now about the cost of living, the welfare of the citizens, the reforms had been very devastating. Our cost of living has gone very, very high because of inflation, cost of transportation, and all of that. So it has really affected the poverty situation, so much so that you have a lot more people in poverty. So the pain, particularly among the vulnerable segments of the society, have been very, very considerable and significant.